Hey everyone, wanted to share my Dragon Ruler deck profile post Banlist. I still think this deck is really fun. Had a few more chances to play this deck and have some more lessons learned that I would like to share. Overall, this list is still pretty much the same from the last Banlist, but I do have some more ideas cooking up on what I would change for the future. So for now, I'll run through the list. I'll actually try and do something a little different to where I'm gonna kind of explain my list as I go. But this is pretty standard: three spectrals and the four rulers. Funny enough, the way I play this deck, Lightning and Redox or Reactant are the worst ones to see. Your best ones to see will be Stream because you kind of want to get your titles out of the deck, and Burner because you want access to Blaster all the time. You typically want to try and keep one Tempest and one Redox in your deck as much as possible, so you kind of don't want to see these cards. So I might consider not a version that cuts these, but I might test siding out one of these guys for going second. And Spectral is always insane. This card not being on a normal summon and getting into your colors is always super important. And then for your rulers, playing two of each ruler. Um, two of each is okay for now. Sometimes I do find it annoying if I draw too many Redoxes or I draw all my Tempests. Because it's really important for your grind game to keep at least one copy of each in deck if possible. Because in my opening combos, I usually end on Chasma plus Seals, and if I can, I'll end on Eclipse as well. So I'm burning both my Xyz, and I'm not overlaying them for the boss, for the towers. So a lot of times, because I don't end up doing that, I'll need the Redox to like make the second Chasma, send Redox to Reborn Eclipse to then make the towers. That's how usually I try and do it. And if you draw both, it doesn't work. And with Tempest, you want to burn one to search the black metal that I'm still playing, right? So you want your first Tempest to search this one, and you kind of want a second one deck to be able to search like a Mag or search a Genroku to like not interrupt your opponent because the value you get from interrupting with a blaster usually isn't good enough. It's usually better to grab like a Mag or something, at least from what I've known. So um, I'm not sure if it's like enough of a problem to like bump these cards up to three, but it definitely does suck sometimes to see too much of them. So um, maybe in a larger size deck, we could see Redox and Tempest go up to three. Funny enough, because I think those cards are really important for your grind game. I'm still on the Tenpai engine. I think the Tenpai engine is still probably the best engine that kind of goes with it. It pushes out level sevens really easily, and the engine by themselves is such a huge threat. Um, like all these cards are except for Fadra are really threatening. Like if they resolve and your opponent doesn't do anything, there's a good chance you're full comboing or you're full OTKing them. So I think all these cards are really important. Sometimes a second Fadra comes up for the grind, but it's kind of just irrelevant, honestly. And the Dora Door is a really solid card. It's the only full card. It's the only one card combo outside of Spectral that is full combo. But the reason why we don't max out on it is because it's a really weak card for going second. Um, Very interruptible in my opinion, and it's also not something you just want to clog on. Your deck typically tries and reserve the normal summons for the black metal, which is another engine I'm playing. I'm playing this black metal full metal engine. I don't think it's very good, like competitively wise or anything, but I think it's so much fun to play. I think making Omnigate, making like a miniature boss monster or a miniature towers in itself is really strong. It's also really fun. Um, so I like this card a lot. And so because I'm dedicating my normal summon to this card you most of the time, you kind of don't want to open Door as your like starter. You do it if you have to, and your end board's still fine without it. Um, but this is really the ideal thing you want to end on. Oh, and I think something else I want to address is the reason why I don't play a Darkness Metal is because in this ratio, it's three bricks. Like these are all like bad to draw. Especially, truth be told, this is the worst one to draw. These two are fine to draw. Like they don't help you play, but if you did play, your end board is still the same. Versus if you draw this, if you have to like normal summon Door, for example, to like start, this is always dead. But you could open up these two or like this and this together, and like your end board is perfectly fine. So this is like the only brick, and it didn't seem worth it to play a darkness metal just to add another brick. Like if I add another darkness metal, it's four bricks. It's really just two bricks, instead of like this. And like I did some minor testing it where the darkness metal could help you extend, but it just didn't seem worth it to me. So that's the reason why I'm playing these three. To kind of keep going with your engine, I'm playing a Sangan Summoning and a Sangan Kaiman. I think these are fine. Yeah, well, I don't know what I'm saying. These are broken, honestly. I stole so many games just off of Kaiman, so this card's insane. Then for your non-engine, I'm playing 3 Fua, 3 Ash, 2 Droll, 2 Bell, 2 Bestials, and then a Droplet. This Droplet was literally just the third Bell. I didn't put too much thought into it. I had a just drop laying around, so I was like, I'll throw it in. I think these were fine. I think Fua and your Bestials are the best. These, I didn't see any of these that often to where it was impactful. I would truthfully might try a version with breakers to where I might just try 3 Fua and Bestials and then just have the rest of these guys be breakers inside Ash just to beat Fua. Um, Ash is really important for like a game 1 Fua thing, but outside of that, most of the time I felt like I was using these hand traps to like stop my opponent's cards. So if I could like play in their board alone and they like Murakumo effect to come back, I would Ash that or I would Bell the prayers for example to hopefully keep them off it. So that's it for the main deck. It's a 40 card main deck. Might consider trying breakers for the next list. Something I feel a lot more comfortable with because I feel like most of the time I was just cracking people's boards or seeing a lot of heavy engine hands was better for me overall. For the extra, nothing's crazy. 1 Chasma and 2 Chasmas. 2 Chasmas, this card's absolutely insane. Then I kind of go along with is the Eclipse and the Disaster. Did not get to summon this at all today. I really tried to, but I just kind of got interrupted and it wasn't worth it. I did want to consider a second Eclipse because with your grind game, I find that it's really easy to banish all 4 rulers on your follow-up and just make 2 rank 7s. Um, Especially if you open up like other cards or something. So that was something I kind of wish I did. I do wish I played a second Eclipse. I think it came up for me to play a second one. And I would do that again in the future just to like make this easier. Because the way I play this deck is I open with these two and I don't make the towers, right? I think if you just throw a towers that can't protect stuff out there, you're just asking to lose. So I like making this, playing with my opponent a little bit, and then in my follow up, if this dies, the idea is you can like Chasma and then Redox back the Eclipse, and then you make the towers. Which I tried to do, but I got interrupted when I drew too many Redoxes. So I think in the future I would consider a second one of this. I think that probably would have been really important just for the name. And sometimes you want to open with Eclipse first instead of Chasma because Eclipse gets you to like half a rank 7 with its summon effect, which can be more valuable to make the second Chasma. For some links, Spirit, this could be Striker Dragon, it's just what I have. Double Seals, didn't get to see or make seals as much as I would have wanted to, but this card's still insane. And then some more links, I'm playing the Raging Phoenix, the Princess, and the Hida. These cards could be cuttable, honestly. They're just like another alternative OTK engine, I guess. It was kind of good, funny enough, because I think I was playing against Cool Tune, and he has the RS that's like too big. Or no, Loudness War, the big 3K one that only works if I have tuners. So I did have a tuner. I had like a Bell and a Chundra Engrave. So I link off my Redox and like other bodies, make this. I'm under skill drain too. So then I banish Redox, banishing Bell and my guy to summon, and then I just like swing. So that was really cool. If I didn't have any of these guys to like link summon with, I wouldn't have been able to do that play. So that was kind of nice. I am not playing an SP. I think I would play an SP in the future. Truthfully, I just didn't want to move my SP from my other extra decks, and I would make a room for an SP somehow. So these 3 would probably change into something else. Maybe the Princess stays because rezzing back your Chundra is pretty good. Double Binded. The second one never comes up for me. It did come up in one game last week, but outside of that, you usually only need 1. Black Rose, this card's cool. I would like to consider a Moonlight. I think that's something I might cut one of these 3 for. Just because I think the Moonlight going second when you like make a bite it into another level 7 and you like play into the board, I think the Moonlight would be good to force out interactions. Transcendent Dragon, I think I summoned him once. I summoned him once to like outer Murakuma because what ended up happening was I'm trying to remember the exact game state, but I synchro for 3 into him, crash into Murakumo, effect to bring back, because I had already swung 3 times at that point, pop Murakumo, and then just swing for game. So this card was really important. And the Trident Dragon, this was also really good. Um, I think the Trident, I think the Tenpai engine lets you steal a lot of games that you normally shouldn't be able to win. So I think these 5 are really good. I would consider, if I'm very serious on cutting these 3, I would consider playing, make this an SP, make one of this like another Dragon Synchro, maybe, or not another Dragon, another Dragon Link type card, and then make this a Moonlight, which kind of leaves me with these 4. So I might want to consider like a 5th, a second Eclipse as your 5th XZs. I think that's something I might change. Something I kind of do want to consider is the Typhon and Zeus engine. I don't know if Typhon would have won me in the game, but I do think Typhon would have come up a couple times. I don't know whether, I don't know if that's like game changing or anything, but it's definitely something for me to consider. This engine doesn't come up very much for me, and it only came up for the fact that it was like a link body that I could use to link off my Redux. So um, I guess you just have to test this more, but I haven't found a lot of value for this yet. So that's it for the main deck, 15 card main deck. The reason why I opted not to play any other XZs like Black Metal or anything is because in theory, like Chasma outs everything if you have a blaster in deck. So like any of the other XZs you could play that pop a face up card or do whatever, Chasma just kind of does the same but a little more because it gets you to a blaster. So that's why I didn't feel like it was necessary to play any other rank 7s. For the side deck, playing 3 Phantasmate. This card is just fun. I don't think this card is very good. You're probably better off playing like Purelis or something. But there's a lot of synergy with this card. It's level 7. It's a dragon. I think it just, if it does resolve, I feel like it has a lot of upsides to it. Then 3 Lava Golem. When I side these in, I side out the Dora and the Black Metal because you're obviously not going to combo if you draw this card. But I didn't see this card. I wish I did, but I did not see this card. But I do think it is very fun. For some spells, I'm playing 2 Thrusts, 1 Talents. You're essentially just trying to play 3 Talents because in the main deck you don't really have spells that work with it. So to kind of compensate for that, I'm playing a Grass Looks Greener. Truthfully, this card is garbage in this deck. But the idea is that you go second, you let your opponent play because you're not playing enough non-gen to like shut them down or anything, and then you can like grass them for like 7 or something, right? I did activate it once. I grasped for 5. It did not matter. I milled 3 spells, one of them being talents, and like a droplet, and then like a baby ruler. So I didn't hit any of the big ones. It was just really bad. I still think this card's fun, so I'm probably gonna play with my list for another like week or 2 before I play something better. But if you wanted to play this deck like competitively, you should probably just cut this card out. It's bad. But these cards were good though. I think in theory, I think these cards are really cool. If I could find another power spell to play, I think that would just work out really well with this deck. Then for the traps in the side deck, they're evenly. I think this card's really important. Blackout and Warlords. These were good. It did not help me beat the Vanity's Ruler that I lost to, which is very unfortunate. I did get shit on by Vanity's Ruler. Honestly, that dude had Call By plus Vanity's Ruler, so I did draw Blaster and double and like Tempest to like out it. It did not matter. He had the Call By, and then I lost. So evenly did not change anything because he just kept the Vanity's Ruler. And then Warlords was bad. I did not play a matchup where it would have come up, and the Blackout was good. My Mitsu opponent had Habakiri in it, and he was tempting to summon from hand. So when I called Haba, it just kind of shot off his ritual. So I felt that was pretty good. Other than that, everyone, that's my Dragon Ruler deck profile. I still think this deck is super fun. Like I said earlier, I think I would do a good amount of changes based on just my locals and based on the experience I've had. There's a good amount of cards I might change. But overall, I'm very happy with this list. I think it's pretty solid and has a really good fundamentals. I will be putting up some cards on the screen, so if you're a really big fan of Dragon Rulers, but you don't necessarily want to play in modern format, I will be throwing up my take for Genesis in a few days. These are just some cards I gathered that I might showcase in the deck, just some cool ideas I want to throw in there. Um, so please like and subscribe if you're looking for Dragon Ruler content later. I think this is definitely a deck I will be experimenting with for a while at least. But if, like, again, if you made it to the end, I appreciate your time, guys. Have a good rest of your day.